Man, you know what? It's honestly always a great day. And just one thing, there was a message too before I made this video. I was just sitting here manifesting just on how I'm going to go about this documentary. And I just wanted to also tell somebody out there who's watching this video, for one, Celestial Rising, Divine the Noon, and Grand Night to the Beautiful. Mm-mm. Let's do that again. Celestial Rising, Divine the Noon, and Grand Night to the Beautiful deity watching this video. It's a divine reflection, divine messenger, and we are back with another message. And understand, if you choose to. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure you like, comment, subscribe for more divine messengers. And here's the current sub count for today as well. And with this video, I was inspired by a picture today. And this picture was basically asking, where are the teachers that talk about buying land and escaping the rat race and not being a puppet on a string or escaping from that programming, basically. And I was just sitting here thinking to myself, like, you know, that's a great perspective because it's like, I haven't taught myself that because me expecting somebody to teach me about those three questions, I was thinking, so I had to ask myself, you may know, but you may know the spiritual perspectives, but then again, though, we got to understand the holographic simulation that, these deities have put our mindset to want to focus on because the thing is too with this documentary that I basically came up with, I was basically just helping us understand how to go about these different avenues for us to guide ourselves into spiritual freedom and liberation. Excuse me. And now this picture right here to start us off because we have to be able to understand that for one, the mind is all and all is the mind. And the thing is too, everything radiates around the all of the mind because the mind is not too fixated on what you care about. And because of that, these deities that we are looking at today, so visualize a Zeta Gray. Actually, let me go ahead and do this real quick. That's what we got to Google up right now. Because these Zeta Grays, these are the ones to facilitate not only just different programmings and just different languages and stuff like that too, but there are other beings that do the exact same thing as the lab coats, and they're doing this because for one, they are also able to have a granted circumstance. What? What is that, bro? What am I looking at right now? Come on, dog. What is this, dude? Hold on, let's go back. Dude, that's not a Zeta Gray. These niggas gave me like I forgot what cartoon this is on, but anyway it goes. Look, we don't got time for that. But yeah, visualize a Zeta Gray, and then these Zeta Grays are the ones that are going to be the ones to implement different programmings for us to be existing in this current moment. And the reason for that, I wanted to show that once it pops up, but I guess we're gonna say right here. So Zeta Reptilians, and the same as that ones, but these beings too, they're the ones able to, even with being open minded, these Zetas, they'll be the one to formulate and bring a different code that manifests a prototype of the mindset. And the thing is too, they had to go outside of the ego in order to form the ego. And the thing is too, we're not able to actually see our life through these lenses because we are so blinded by what the ego is programmed to be blind by. And that's the deities that have created us to think that all these things in the material matter, but they actually do not matter. They don't matter to ourselves, but it's the physical unity that we collectively unconsciously practice that brings us together in reasonings on why we had to practice these certain things on getting our own land, for example. So let's get into that. How to acquire land. Understand the process of obtaining ownership and building resources for not just yourself. Understand that. And the thing is as well, just know I'm neither right nor wrong, and I am also a student to my teachings, and I will do my best to articulate and give you examples on how to do these things because I'm still just a student into learning financial literacy when it comes down to the simulation perspective. Because of course, when you're just teaching yourself, I mean, it's a long way to actually be able to comprehend the articulation of just information that is actually free, but who's willing to teach this for free? People say they don't have time for it. No, you just won't make time to create that time to better yourself and actually teach yourself on what you can learn as well. So let's go and learn together. And this is how to acquire land without the government and with the government as well. But let's go back to it. Understand the process of obtaining ownership and building resources for not just yourself. And examples. You keep saving consistently. Always research affordable areas, whether that's in your area or around it or somewhere else, and use government programs like land grants or loans. Now, here's the thing as well. For someone that wants to acquire land without going through the government when it comes to loans or grants, exactly what correlates to that. But once again, let's repeat that again too. This is for someone that wants to acquire land without going through the government when it comes to loans or grants. Okay. Family banks and mutual credit societies. Many private financial institutions offer land loans with competitive interest rates. And talk with a local bank or credit union to see if they will communicate with you on land loan products. And then the examples I put was Ag South, Farm Credit, Bank of America, Tyndall, Federal Credit Union, and Capital City Bank. And the thing is too, so it's going to be a very detailed documentary because too, as I was learning these different things as well as like how to get land, I just had to dig deep into finding out who to go through, how to ask questions, how to meditate on it. So it took quite a while just to basically answer my own questions on what I didn't really remember, but spiritually I always knew. All right. Seller financing, owner held mortgage. That the exact same thing. All right, the seller is the act of the lender and will allow the buyer to make a payment over a period of time rather than a buyer going through traditional ritual of or going through a traditional ritual of how the bank will do them for payments. You get me? So with this one as well, you don't really like I already stated. And the thing is too, everything is self-explanatory, but once again, the seller, the person who's selling this land to you, is the act of the lender. Oh yeah, based on actually no, take that back. The seller is the act, and then the lender will allow the buyer to make a payment over a period of time. And then the buyer doesn't have to go through this ritual that they usually go through with banks and then having them have to go through a payment. So you can just go through this outlet that's here around here, but you have to be able to trust this outlet that you are going to as far as your mortgage being paid for. And then negotiate with the land seller that you can trust so that they will have a chance to finance the purchase directly. Once this is done, then you will make monthly payments instead of going through a bank or an entity. And the thing is too, I like to even with this because I'm still learning, so I'm making sure that I even get to reread all this stuff as well because it's like I feel like for us to even come together and even be unified with our families for the future, we have to be able to understand how to guide our young into this because understand too, most of our grandparents, our parents didn't teach us this stuff. Our professors, if y'all went to college or whatever the case may be, junior college doesn't matter, university, cousins, uncles, aunts. We can't expect younger siblings to teach us. I mean, our moms and dads, unless they're already in tune with this information right here. How else we gonna learn this? I mean, we got YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and all that, but who can you trust when you don't really know this person outside of the lens? Which is exactly why you got to always do your own research because you will find out for yourself instead of just sitting here accepting information. Sit there, question the information, then do your own research and contradict the research that you are researching through your own studious awareness of what you already know spiritually. This is all unconscious information. It's all simulation information. It does not matter to the spirit. These only matter to a bunch of nerds, basically, or beings that want to do things to better their physical feelings or instincts. Spiritual beings don't care about this shit. All right. Real estate investment groups. Decide on when you will form a partnership with a real estate investment group, or it can be a syndicate of choice. And then this will happen when you are then going to contribute capital and invest in land together, avoiding government involvement. And then basically you're going to visualize yourself buying large bits of land. And you don't have to, and the thing is too, you don't have the fettuccine to buy the land. So the example that I put, you are going to visualize yourself buying bits and bits and bits of land. It can be island, it can be oasis, doesn't matter. But you don't have the fettuccine to buy this land on your own. And because of that, this is why you're going to find a group of people that are into the same exact process of getting land to buy just like you want to buy. and all the people associated in the group will put down some money. And this is why it is referred to as a real estate investment group or a syndicate. Self-explanatory, right? I don't have to keep on going into that. But together, everyone will pull their money in together to buy the land. And then you have to divide the profits reasonably once the land has an increase in how much value it is maintaining, and it can make money other ways. This even includes if someone wanted to start renting out the property. And then capital in this sense, this whole entirety right here, means that the currency you and other people are going to be putting in together, and we are in the process of investing in land together. This is just a meaning for everyone in the group being on the same team to buy on the land together. This is the route you can go if you don't want to go through the government. So if you want some more on that, just go on search engines and just put in capital, find tutorials. There's many different ways to understand how to learn about all this stuff right here. Next example, crowdfunding and online fundraising. So use online crowdfunding platforms like GoFundMe, Land Funder, Crowd Property, Peer Street, and Start Engine to raise money for land purchase. And this is how people can donate or invest in your vision for the land you want to own or rent. But understand as well, many people's vision is actually flawed. So in order for you to invest in this vision right here, you have to be able to know how to converse and articulate ignorance with illumination of your thoughts and what you already know, because some people will do these fundraisers and all that stuff because it's online. You can't really do anything to them behind closed doors. So at least know what you're purchasing. At least go see the land. Go look at it. Go observe it. Go ask questions. Go study the land that you want to be on. Visualize what you're on when you actually see the person about to sell you this shit. Don't get on your phone and just be like immediately buy and then think that's just going to, no, don't. No, you got to take everything with a grain of salt and go see it for yourself. Do the work. This is for people who want to actually get up and do this. You have to actually get up and want to buy your own land. You can't just sit there one day and just say, I'm going to buy my own land. You have to go through unconscious simulation steps to even get to that without the government. Family and friends. And the thing is, so you can ask to borrow and return money, and then you can pull funds with your family members or your friends, and then their friends can be willing to help you buy land without nagging you to go the system route. And the thing is, so I put that because a lot of times family and friends, they'll say, I don't think it's a safe option. We usually go through the government. We're used to going through, our reserve or our bank system. We're not too fond of not going. That's just unconscious agent programming, and I am projecting by even saying that. But because of that as well, we got to understand that most of these people are not willing to be unplugged from the system's mindset. So they will think that going through MK Ultra is a safer route, but you're telling them that you can still go through that route, but you have to be able to alter that route to not be controlled by your funding and getting your own land so where it's not tainted. Where you can be free off the grid by doing stuff like that. But many people who don't have the opportunity to even think about it, they won't give you that same exact outlet to even go to. Hard money lenders and attract out private lenders that have a consistent and reliable specialty in short-term, high-interest loans. These are the lenders that have the only concern of focusing on real estate and can be more flexible than banks. A private lender that will offer short-term loans that are being secured through real estate with a higher interest rate. The loans will be based on how valuable the property is and not focusing on the borrowers. Come on, man, stop glitching. Credit. And these could be used for quick funds that happen in real estate investments. So there you go. If you didn't know about private lenders, you can speak with a private lender, and then the loans that will be based on how valuable the property is. This could be used for quick funds that could happen in your real estate investment. So go talk to somebody who knows about private lenders and then get in contact with them. Go from there. Lease to own agreements / owner financing lease. Learn to negotiate a lease to own deal with whoever the landowner is. And this is where you are going to be leasing the land for a certain amount of time, and you will have an option to purchase the land later. Another way to get away from doing ritual financing. And then there are more ways for you to have your own land. And this is for the people that want to go down the government route. And so save to put a down payment. And if you go and buy land that costs $50,000, for example, you will need $20,000 for a down payment, and this will give you $10,000 for that. And then save $300 a month, and in 3 years or less, you can reach a destination. And then this is where you have the land the land that was costing this much, and then to do the math, at 20%, boom, you get 10,000. So yeah, and then when after that, you save $300 a month, and in 3 years or less, you're going to be at your destination, but you have to be consistently doing this and stay focused on when you are putting that down payment for however much these lands are going to cost you if you want to be able to do that through the system. Okay. And then research land areas that are affordable in your range. And hold on. Is the memo still okay? That are affordable in your range. Now, hold on. Let me make sure too that no, it's okay. Because I'll just go ahead. And this is going to be on 15 in the. Because I was looking at the calculator, but it's all good. All right, so look for remote areas so you can see if land prices are lower. Example of this is land in small towns or underdeveloped regions. So these towns may cost less than in busy cities because most people want to follow what's comfortable. And that is, to me, that is very true as well. And I put that because I thought to myself that most people, they want to be around the city. They want to be in the midtown area of their local city or whatever the case may be. So you would have to go and do research into areas, whether in your state or a different state or a different island, whatever the case may be, that is affordable in your range for you to go ahead and get that. It's just that simple. Go to the government for land grants and loans. This is now for the people who want to go to the MK Ultra, because MK Ultra, these beings, they'll make sure to go ahead and juice you up with their information that they can provide for you. Okay. Find out about government programs that are doing courses or exercises to help first-time land buyers. There are a few states that will offer grants and low-interest loans for agricultural land if anyone is wanting to buy or to be a first-time home buyer. And then the states I put: Texas, the VLB will make an offer for land loans that have a low interest rate to veterans. They have programs for a first-time home buyer, and they can offer assistance for purchasing homes for something or for someone buying land. My bad. California, so Cal HFA, they can provide affordable loan programs, and this can be included with low interest mortgages, and there will be a down payment assistance program to help someone as well. Florida, FHFC, they will offer a down payment with assistance in the affordable mortgage program while also providing grants for groups like veterans and teachers. Colorado Housing and Finance Authority, they offer low interest loans and down payment assistance while also having resources to help someone purchase land and homes in pastoral areas. And that's still just a rural area or agricultural area with a lot of land. Oregon, OHCS. And this is how you're able to provide affordable mortgage options, and this will include grants for down payments and low interest loan programs. Georgia, the Georgia Dream Home Ownership Program will give you an offer with a down payment assistance and low interest loans for a first time home buyer in Georgia. Ohio, and then things with this too, handle different programs, and they handle different programs, and they can also include down payment assistance and low interest mortgage loans. And there are a few areas that offer land grants for an agricultural purpose. We have New York, and they will offer you a low interest loan. This will also include special programs for people that have already purchased homes or land in certain countryside or distressed area. North Carolina, NCHFA, giving a down payment assistance, low interest loans, and grants for a first time home buyer. They have programs that will help with the purchase of land for any residential use. Michigan, they are offering first time home buyer programs, and this is going to include low interest loans and down payment assistance. Their website has resources for buying land in rural areas and for agriculture. Hopefully, to the person who's taking notes right now, I'm really just making sure that all these examples that I put are just making sense. I want to make sure I could simplify it the best way I can for you. And even if you want to send this message off to a family member or whoever, I just want you to be able to really sit there and visualize yourself actually going through these processes, whether it's going through the mind control phase or your own phase as well. Either way it goes, you will still have to go through the system to actually get out the system. And the thing is, too, you are the system trying to lead the system, so it doesn't make any sense, anyways. But I'm definitely, hopefully, I just did my best into helping this make sense for you. I just want to make this simply a document for you to come back to and keep on studying every single day to where you actually get it. And when you're on your own, you don't have to be guided by your guardian on the financial part of getting land or getting your own business. Just you're just growing up spiritually and mentally, basically. And our parents will never teach us this. So that's exactly why you got to teach yourself and be your own teacher. Buy land at auction. So go to a county or government auction that pertains to land being purchased. And there are going to be occasions that can buy or for people to buy land for less than what the market will have it valued as. And then learn the process before bidding or you will get finessed like an idiot. It's that simple. Owner financing, direct financing, seller carry. Attract the seller that is willing to finance the land to you directly. Now, instead of you going to a bank, you'll be making monthly payments directly to the seller. But with this, though, understand you have to be able to use discernment with the person that you are paying or attracting this currency to the seller too. Meaning that for one, know your seller, communicate with them, build a bond and a relationship with them if you are going to go this route for financing some land. Don't get finessed. Okay. The seller of the property is now the lender. Lease to own option, tenant purchase agreement. There are some landowners that will mention an offer of a lease to own option. And this is where you will lease the land for a certain experience and then you will have the option to buy it later if you choose to do that. And then the tenant has options to buy property after renting for some time. And once you do that, you can teach somebody else to do that as well. It's just like a whole circle of like leasing and owning, and then people just basically building up money. And then you saving this money and pocketing it, somebody else can get your property that you have already created and you manifested and you already own. And then they want to rent off of your property. It's just like a whole mutual fund that you can make a great reciprocity exchange with. Barter trade for land asset exchange. If you have skills in mechanics, reading, teaching, construction, farming, etc., offer to trade one of your services for a piece of land. And there are people out there that are open to bartering instead of cash, but you have to actually learn discernment and read words that these barterers or people who are going to exchange this land, what they're going to say and how they're going to say it, because they'll come up with a dilemma for you to follow as far as payment options go. So once again, don't get fooled for trying to be wise. How to be aware of the NASCAR simulation. Oh yeah, never on the rat race section. So that first part was getting your own land in that spectrum. So you can go away from the simulation, do what you want to do, or you can go into the simulation to get your own land. Either way it goes though, by just learning these. So let's go ahead and just we're not going to go through the definitions or meanings, all that, but if you want to go through the system, barter, trade for land, asset chain or asset exchange, if you have a skill, go through that, lease to own option. So go to the homeowner or landowners, owner financing, buy lands at auctions. See are the states that provide you with the land grants and loans for first-time home buyers or land buyers. Research land areas affordable in your range. Do the math for a down payment so you can save your money as well to go ahead and cop some land for yourself. And then what is this? This is the one that's off the land, right? Okay, yes, off the land, family banks and mutual credit societies, so seller financing, real estate investments, and then crowdfunding, family and friends, hard money lenders, and then lease to own agreements. And those are the ways that you can go as far as getting your own land and maintaining it. How to be aware of the NASCAR simulation that people adore, known as the ant farm, rat race, matrix, hell, basically the ego. Now, the thing with this is, for one, you have to find out by going within in order to escape the cycle of working just so you can provide for yourself and others while trying to survive. And with this one, you have to have a structured example, multiple incomes with streams of currency into investments, businesses, and ebooks and stocks, whatever the case may be, and reduce unnecessary expenses that you don't need. And the thing is, too, by us even being in this ant farm, for one, we are all just trying to do this one exact thing, trying to survive. Because of that, you have to understand that, for one, you are going to have to provide for yourself, whether you are a man or a woman. So either way it goes, in order to escape the cycle, you have to be able to do things consistently for in the life that we're living in right now, the way this consciousness has become unified with wanting materialistic things instantly. And let's say through a bougie mindset because they're following different programming on their television or their phones. Now we had to actually work even harder to open up more streams of income for us to have more money coming in. And the thing is, too, you should want to have money coming in while you go to sleep at night so that you can just have the life that you want. Now, examples to help you with this: escaping the rat race and building your own simulation with a peaceful ego to escape your own hell. Create an online business while working a full-time job or doing part-time. You had to spend money before you can make money. And to make it consistently, you had to get up and do something. Meaning that to do all these examples, you had to actually want to get up and that's basically what I'm doing right now. So in our simulation, so for anybody who sees this video in the future, 20 years or 15 years, 30 years down the line from now, it's 3:40 a.m. December 20th, and it's 2024, the year of awakening right now. So we're the year of 8 in numerology. Next year's year of completion. So all these things will make sense. But understand though, for you to understand that for these things to work together, that rat race or the ant farm, you have to be able to know that you have already left the ant farm. Once you understand that, you'll be able to do like YouTube videos, for example, or Patreons, because these things are now helping you understand that if you were working at, let's just say, UPS or FedEx, and or you were working at a laundromat, you were working at a Chinese restaurant, you're going to consistently do that Monday through Friday, maybe even weekends. But once you clock out of that job, you have to clock into your lifestyle. And the thing is, too, there are going to be times where I want to take a nap after I get off of, doing work or whatever to maintain a consistent stream of income as well, to be my own boss. But that requires bosses losing some sleep in the simulation time period. You have to consistently want to spend money on your own content creation to improve it so that people can watch it and then want to fund your lifestyle to see more content that comes from your better mindset that you are thinking in and wanting to get better in. That's the thing. You have to get up and do this shit. Begin an online store through platforms like Etsy and Shopify or Facebook, Instagram. Most of these sites and apps are selling handmade items and will ask to send you freelance services, and these can open up opportunities for you to write, do graphic design and social media management whenever you create free time. Once you notice your business growing, then you can replace your full-time job. But in order to do that, you have to start. You have to know what you're doing first. Before you begin into that, you have to know what you're doing, then start to do what you know what you're doing. Like, you know what you want to do. So do it. Stop wasting time. Stop procrastinating. And stop expecting a handout. Invest in dividend paying stocks and cash flow stocks. These are the stocks that will pay regular dividends to a shareholder, and they provide a steady stream of income which will have an addition to potential capital appreciation. And capital appreciation is when whatever asset you invested in will be worth more than the original price of what you paid for. Just for somebody out there who didn't understand what that was. But all right, now so for stocks, you can buy a stock for $2,000, for example, and this right here is going to be your purchase. So this is the initial purchase, and let's say you end up buying 100 shares for $20, and this investment will be 100 times 20 equals 2,000. Excuse me. Then after a year, this stock could go up to 40 or 60 or 89, doesn't matter. But you sell the 100 shares at the price of 40, and then you will get 100 times 40 equals 4,000. And then the capital appreciation, which is, once again, don't forget, that's when whatever asset you invested in will be worth more than the original price of what you paid for. Understand that. And then so capital appreciation will be a difference maker for a sale price and a purchase price. So that sale price, boom, purchase, boom, because you got it for that price right there. So 4,000 minus 2,000, 2,000, and the capital appreciation will be $2,000 because of the increase in the stock price mentioned earlier. And then purchase shares in companies that give regular dividend payments. An example can be a real estate investment trust, and it can be a stable company like PlayStation or McDonald's. And over time, a dividend will supply you with more passive income, and then this can help reduce your reliance on your job. It's just that simple. We don't have to complicate this. Like most people, and that's the thing too, most people will want to they'll want to give you a certain predicament to want to choose, like as far as courses or going to this website or doing this to sign up for all these different things. We're just going to simply put this in front of your face. And the thing is, too, by you just sharing it to help somebody else, you can just go over this by yourself and then you'll be able to understand all this stuff is going to make sense and simply put because you got to put your mind to it. So you can watch somebody else talk about it, but you got to actually put in the work to see what's being said and then interpret it in your own language, and then you amplify it, and then you let it unfold into whatever you want it to exist in. Take away unnecessary subscriptions. So go over your monthly subscriptions like cable TV, premium streaming services, gym memberships, apps, websites, and other services that you may have forgotten about. And then cancel the ones you rarely use because you don't need them. And then bring this money into savings and then even outlets like investments and even paying off debt. Literally. So all the things that you don't use, Just get rid of them, especially dating apps too. Get rid of the dating apps. Get rid of all the apps that you are paying mindless subscriptions for it. All you're doing is wasting your time. Create a budget and consistently stick to it. So set up a budget that will monitor all your income and expenses, and then find an area where you have a chance to cut back. So stop eating out. Don't go to shows, functions, clubs, dating apps, shoes, buying fewer clothes, and then put savings to the side for investments and in these emergency funds, and you can help pay off debt as well. Because these emergency funds are actually very important, but you won't be able to pay those off if you keep eating out or going to shows and clubs and spending it on dates that you don't see a future with, or clothes that you won't wear in like 5 months because you want to keep up with the Joneses and shit. Practice being great at a skill for high demand jobs. So for one, invest your time in wanting to learn about high demand skills like coding, digital marketing, cybersecurity, AI and machine learning, blockchain, digital marketing, photography, content creation, graphic design by doing online courses, tutorials, or getting your ass up and doing this shit without worrying. These skills will help you flow through freelance work, and it will get you into more high paying opportunities that provide financial freedom. The next one, automate your savings. Set up automatic transfers to your checking account into a savings account or into an investment fund every time your payday arrives. This will notify you to save so you don't have to remind yourself about it, and you'll continuously build wealth over time without having to waste energy. Next one, begin a side hustle. Create free time to provide a service through tutoring, dog walking, babysitting, counseling, being a chef, a waiter, nurse, dentist, cashier, Uber, and even Lyft. And these side hustles will bring in extra cash. And if you grow this money correctly, this can replace your main income source. Now, the thing is, too, though, we have to be aware of this stuff. For one, you do have to, for tutoring, you have to still be able to learn about this side hustle. Like, this will have to still be your main hustle. Even with babysitting, you have to know about what the baby needs, what it wants to, like why it's acting like that, how the baby acts when it's held, or how it wants to be burped. Counseling, what do you want to counsel? And the thing is too, if you are counseling, you have to start learning about the ways to counsel certain minds. Being a waiter, like even like patience as a waiter, or even a chef, like learning certain meals, recipes that you gotta follow. Being a dentist, cashier, Uber and Lyft. And the thing is too, Uber and Lyft can be your main source of income, but then too, it's like shooting yourself in the foot to a certain extent, and then going to the hospital, getting it fixed, and then you're going right back to shoot yourself in the foot because all the wear and tear in your car. And then depending on if it's like Uber Eats, you should be good. But if you're doing Uber and Lyft, you gotta watch out for people who may just run up on you in your back seat, put a gun towards your head, and just all different shit. So just be careful of what you're actually doing as far as like a side hustle, and just always ask yourself, is this really what you want to do? And continue doing for the rest of your life. Minimize being in debt. Focus on getting rid of those high interest credit cards with debt first, and this is done by making extra payments each month. As that debt is gone, use your money that you were going to spend on payments for now, saving, investing, and paying off other debts, and then this will free more of your income. Use your money wisely. Purchase real estate for rental income. Think about purchasing a small rental property, and this could be a single family home, or you can throw in a duplex as well. And the thing is, as well, you can rent out the property for tenants, and then you are going to use rental income to cover the mortgage. And then this will begin a journey of generating more cash flow, and your dependence on a full time job will be a distant memory that you won't remember till you reminisce, because you're willing to do real estate with rental income, because you can rent properties, and once you rent properties out, I mean, would you not want to have your own B&B or like your own hotel? How to stop your ego from allowing itself to be a submissive puppet on a string. For one, you have to be able to break free from societal control manipulation that they don't notice or pay attention to, because it's a collective effort. Now, for one, every day you have to be a critical thinker. You have to actually think with your mind through critical thinking skills. It's a skill to actually think, and thinking does not take skill when you think enough or you overthink your thoughts. Contradict and question authority, and live by your own identity. On top of that, too, like I said earlier, contradict and question authority. And the thing is, too, a lot of people who are in authority, because like I understand the crowd that's watching this video too, to the young generation, the person who's giving you authority, for one, there are some authority figures who don't actually care what you're doing as a child, like in your nature. They just want you to be safe and just stop doing dumb shit. So stop hitting people for no reason. Stop screaming, stop yelling, stop throwing stuff, stop throwing tantrums, stop always telling on people, stop being mean, stop being nasty, stop just doing things that aren't normally what you usually do. Just be a better you. But when somebody's telling you that, they're not telling you just to boss you around and do this or that, but they're just guiding you because you think you know better, but you have to be orchestrated on, being a submissive puppet because your ego is controlling you. So you have no control of your ego. So the person in authority sees what you don't see. So you have to be open minded into what the authority figure sees because they're just trying to help you use your mind because majority of society is not critically thinking. That's exactly why this shit has to be made. And live by your own identity instead of blindly following trends that do not matter. All things that you see, and the thing is too, 99% of society has the exact same vocabulary, the exact same articulation. Many people are saying the exact same social media phrases that are lame as fuck for one. And the sayings are all repetitive. Y'all all sound like parakeets. That goes with kids, teenagers, and adults as well. Y'all all sound like parakeets and robot bodies. Please come up with your own vocabulary. Please create your own words and just look good while doing it. If you look good while saying a word that you always have been saying, before the internet caught up to it, you will go viral for it. It's not that fucking hard to comprehend. All right. Detach from an experience through the illusion of control. You have to be able to control the illusion of your experience that you are experiencing in the now. Remember that most of society puts pressure through an illusion that will make your mind feel like it needs approval. Remember your truth that you always have the ability to have everything within your vessel to create any reality that you want. Always align with your higher self and let go of thinking that you need to live for external validation. No one gives a fuck till it's you giving a fuck about you successfully. No one gives a fuck till it's you giving a fuck about you successfully. Always remember that. Remember that quote that I put for you. And this is done by me, Divine Messenger. So don't forget that. So yeah, they won't give a fuck about you till it's successful to give a fuck about you. That's when their opinion will begin to matter to them, not to you, because you don't care about their illusion because you're in control of your own. Consciously choose your reality to experience every single observation. Change every perception and alchemize the life you are in by placing your consciousness, and this will help you select what you want into your mind. And be aware of the environment you are in by peeping the room anywhere, the media you consume through all black mirrors, and the people you will unconsciously be surrounded with. Attract people that elevate your consciousness and relate with your soul's purpose. It's just that simple. And if you can't even do this, then you're out of luck. But you have to be able to have people that are able to want to be in the exact same soulful purpose as your own, because they'll be able to see where you're coming from, and they'll also be able to guide their purpose and unify it with yours. And then when y'all amplify that together, I mean, all you're gonna do is attract nothing but consciousness at a higher divinity, and that brings in more wealth, more carefree freedom. It helps you be introduced to wisdom. It's lovely. Introduce yourself to the power of free will and in spirit. Free will is the greatest gift that we choose to present our lives into, and you can use it to make decisions that align with your solar energy journey. When you come across external ignorance, ask yourself, is this truly what I want to happen for me and others, or am I being controlled by forces outside of me that I can't see? And the thing is, too, I say yes and no, but that's here nor there. We're not making those kind of videos for today, but I just want to get through that just so I can help somebody see this shit for what it is. But the ego will say yes to this, but your spirit will say no. And then the thing is, too, are you being controlled by forces outside of you? Yes, because you actually cannot see them. But no, because you are the control force controlling your force within that you cannot see within. So you go within and see yourself within the outside external validation. Unplug from the normal collective programming of miserable unity. Remember that tons of societal norms were emulated to keep you in a state of fear and loving limitations. Get away from a collective program through daily mindfulness, learning, grounding, journaling, and contemplation that will discern the truth, which goes beyond the physical laws of external stimuli. If you want to be normal, if that's your goal, and that's what you aim for, then you're not ready to be awakened. And I don't say that, I don't mean that in a bad way, but what I'm saying is you're not ready to unplug from what normal is, because things that are normal should not be normal. And the thing is, too, the normal programming is what keeps you miserable spiritually, by the way. Because the ego is happy being comfortable. Why would the ego complain about being miserable when it doesn't know that it's actually miserable? But it actually isn't miserable, but you're in misery. But the ego is hiding how miserable your spirit is, telling your observation what you know, but you care to not know because you're too unified in the normal programming of what's popular and all that. Be in harmony once you have conversed with universal principles. So instead of bowing down to societal rules, be aligned with timeless principles like love, having integrity, and being in the spirit of authenticity. And then these divine laws will transcend societal constraints and guide the mind to a revealing sense of your purpose. And this will allow you to observe yourself from a place to inner truth as well. Because the thing is, as well, with these principles. So it's like, even once it guides your mind from like this, so even being authentic, this is going to help you understand how you're able to observe what place you're already in by being truthful with yourself, by going within yourself to find that peace within yourself. But to do that, you have to be outside of yourself and find the principles through a universal perspective of what you've already accepted by being in harmony with yourself and what you don't know about yourself. Study your laws. Develop some sovereignty over your energy. And then sovereignty is just control over your energy. But your energy is a highly valuable resource. You have to guard it fiercely. Learn energy managing techniques that can be grounding, shielding, and protecting your auric field from external manipulation. And the thing is, too, shielding can also be crystals. It can be the Ankh. It can be whatever. It can be the evil eye. It can be whatever, the Bible. And these things shield you off from beings wanting to harvest your energy. Because I put that because if you can't control your energy, you will reincarnate having your energy controlled again. And then you'll reincarnate and do it again and again and again and again. That's exactly why we have reincarnated, accepting financial ways to unconsciously pay for freedom. Literally. So when you can control your energy, you don't have to pay for freedom, and you can protect your auric field. You can protect your farm, your family, your crops, your land animals, all of that from being manipulated from the outside world. And this goes for negative people, advertisements, and sinister manipulative social systems. Create and follow your own blueprint and realize that your soul is a unique blueprint for your divine path. Tune into the channel of your inner wisdom by meditation, doing dream work, and doing deep introspection. And this can help you follow your calling into your higher self as you follow your blueprint. You Heisman from the script that others desperately want to impose on you. Literally. And the thing is, as well, to see this blueprint, for one, to even see it, so to follow it, you have to see what you're making every day. Because what you're making every day is literally your divine path. And the divine path is unconsciously divine for a reason. Because divinity in general is oxymoron. It's a paradox. You really can't even define or articulate it, because it just has its moments to where you don't know how to feel, because it's just like, that's just the path of this blueprint that's unique for you. And then once you tune into that by being with yourself and embodying that higher self, the blueprint is right there in front of your vision. And then you'll be able to walk into it. And then you can actually stiff form other scripts that are wanting to knock you off of your script. Now, self education for not being a puppet on a string as well. For one, and in a simulation just in general for the material world. Knowledge is power, but only when it is applied. Knowledge is power only when it is applied. Knowledge is power only when it is applied. And this will lead you into the journey of independence. Learn skills in financial literacy, farming, and entrepreneurship through any free resource like YouTube, making books, or being a mentor. Financial literacy. Watch videos on anyone who thinks they know how to learn how to save and invest money. Information is information. It's either right or wrong. Use apps that can create a budget and help you track your spending habits. Read books for historical financial lessons. Do a free online course on personal finance. And then practice tracking expenses daily to understand the spending patterns. The next one, farming skills. Because the thing is, too, you never really know when it comes down to the food market. You never know when that will crash. You never know when there will be a shortage on food or water. You're going to have to learn how to do these things eventually, especially when you get your own land. And if you want your own land, you have to know how to have some farming skills, because especially if you're a man, woman as well. But as a man, if your woman is out doing whatever for her crops or just for her business, you gotta be able to keep the farming up. She's not physically there to help fix the vegetables or the fruits going on. You have to be able to develop these skills consistently so that whenever she is gone, she won't get upset with you or cause an argument because you don't know what you're doing in the garden that y'all two could have helped build together, but she just enhanced it by putting more time in it than you. So create a small herb garden in your kitchen, room, backyard so you can learn basic gardening. And then watch YouTube tutorials. And things too, YouTube is like a university of just open-minded or closed-minded information. So it's up to you on what you want to learn. By people that are growing vegetables, you are growing as well. And even vegetables that will grow in the future or fruit. Find a local gardening or homesteading, and these can be happening now in Facebook groups or in your local towns, and they will give free advice. And for example, depending on where you live, you can drive down certain roads, and then there'll be like an apple stand or corn stand, grape stand, and then you can ask people like that in their store or whatever outside. And then I'm like, they actually give advice. And then two, you can go into the back of their store outside and you can see the field of all the fruits, vegetables that they have grown, all the baskets you can get to pick out all the stuff. And they'll actually put you on game, just speaking from experience. You can volunteer at a local farm so you can gain a hands on experience, but people is lazy. They ain't, niggas is lazy for sure, so they definitely ain't doing that. Experiment with composting so you can improve soil with rich quality naturally. Composting is making food for plants without throwing away the scrapes. Entrepreneurship. Read Rich Dad Poor Dad, Cash Flow Quadrant, and Millionaire Next Door, Financial Freedom to see different perspectives on assets and liabilities. These are great books to help you understand how you're able to just get into this realm of just assets and liabilities and just motivation for philosophy as well. Find free courses on businesses and planning and marketing. And then find a free entrepreneurial community, and the biggest one under the radar is Reddit. You can ask anyone for entrepreneur advice if you decide to go down that route. The next one, start a small online shop on platforms like Etsy, WooCommerce, Squarespace, and Shopify so you can learn by doing the action. Listen to podcasts so you can find inspiration from successful entrepreneurs. And the thing is to ask somebody you know as well, family, friends, or just go out in public and just ask somebody at a store or something like that. Just be creative. Creative skills. So watch tutorials on how to design posters, logos, clothes, bottles, and social media graphics. Learn video editing basics with free tools, and Opus Plus and CapCut as well can help you with video editing. Because I use Opus Plus and CapCut. Get into photography by using your smartphone and connect this into online tutorials. Get into beginner lessons for drawing or painting through apps like Silkshare, DrawSpace, and Proco. Do a mock project, design a flyer, or edit a short video so you can see your creativity. And the thing is, too, with social media, this is the biggest one. If you're a content creator, you know exactly what I'm talking about because every time you're editing, this is like basically you going back and you're putting thoughts through a camera, through articulation. You have to formulate words and make it make sense so that the viewer, the consumer, is seeing what you're producing as a product, and then they'll be able to invest in your creativity. That's actually a skill. Doing practical trades. So watch plumbing videos so you can learn how to fix leaks and replace faucets. And the thing is too, you don't even have to pay for it. If you learn how to do this shit on your own, like how to fix a tire, if you do that on your own, imagine how much money you're actually saving for yourself and your family. Practice doing carpentry by building a small shelf, clubhouse, man cave, or a birdhouse. Learn to install, or even a bookshelf for your girl, or a winery. Just there's many different things. Learn to install, or a movie theater too. Learn to install, or a jacuzzi. Learn to install electrical fixtures by doing online safety tutorials or asking someone you know in your family or a loved one. Find online resources to be elite in basic car maintenance, goes for oil changes or tire rotations. Health and nutrition teachings. Read How Not to Die, the China Study, the Blue Zone Solution, so you can learn about plant-based eating for a long existence. And there are many other people that you can watch or books you can read, videos you can watch about, just health and nutrition. So that's all up to you and what you want to do with that. And the thing is too, yes, yeah. We're about to go into examples. I was just gonna go into. I was like, wait a minute, I put examples for that, so I don't have to sit here. That's so crazy to me. I had a documentary right here that gives me the blueprint. I still want to go out off the blueprint. Watch documentaries for meal prep ideas. Use free apps so you can track meals and figure out your nutritional take. Research and practice fasting and its benefits through YouTube channels, like mine, for example. And the thing is, too, a 7 day fast will definitely help you on nutrition in general and just how you want to fix your eating habits. So if you went from eating chicken for a month, go 7 days without fasting, and then try to eat chicken again, and then see how you feel. That lets you know what you're actually eating. Experiment with cooking simple meals and foods and find healthy and why you think the way you think. And find healthy recipes by using your free time to go to Whole Foods. And there are many Whole Food stores that are around you that you probably don't notice, but now you will notice them because I told you. But there are Whole Food places that will help you with recipes that can guide you into making your own meal. There are many cookbooks on Amazon that can help you make a nutritional meal to be nutritious for your nutrition. So that's I can't even talk correctly with the ends. Damn. So that you don't have to sit there and scramble to find out what to eat on certain days, expecting somebody to cook for you. Like get real. All right. Language learning and speaking new languages. Go to Duolingo for learning vocabulary daily in a new language. Practice speaking with a partner using tandem and something else called Hello Talk. Watch TV shows and vlogs and movies in the language you are learning for better practice. Title items in your home with sticky notes in a new language. Listen to podcasts and audiobooks in the language you are improving comprehension in. The next one. And the thing is, too, this is very important if you want to go out the country or go to a different island because if you understand how to talk a different language, you'll be able to hear what people are actually saying about you and themselves. And information too. If you read in different languages too, mindset and self development. Read Atomic Habits, The Compound Effect, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People to remember how small habits show you how big of a change your mindset can be once you develop it into doing bigger things at a small proportion of your work ethic. Have a daily journal to reflect on goals and realize patterns in your thoughts. Practice doing gratitude habits by writing 3 things you are thankful for having each day. Meditate for 10 minutes to 23 hours daily. And I put that because, I mean, there can be a day, because the thing is, too, there are days, only speaking from experience, like Saturdays, I meditate that whole entire day. So when I get up to when I go to bed, that's my whole entire meditation day. It can be eyes closed, eyes open. And even if my eyes are still closed, they're still open. But when you meditate for this whole, like for the whole entire day, you are basically, at this point, you're observing another reality for the whole entire day. And then if you do that and then you extract that information by bringing it back to this dimension, the downloads that you receive from your other self will be immense. Community building, but eventually the community can turn on you. So it's not for the community till that happens. You can have an opportunity to strengthen support systems so you can have shared success. Examples: learn to collaborate with like minded people that want to buy land and do business collectively. Yes, and that means you have to learn how to make some friends. That means you have to learn how to communicate and use your words. All right, shared land ownership. Become partners with trusted friends and family to pull in money and buy land together. This is what will be reducing individual costs. The next one, learning a skill for an exchange. Create groups where the members will trade skills, and this can be teaching gardening in exchange for learning carpentry or teaching how to cut hair in exchange for fitness, coaching, or cooking or web design. Community savings fund. Start a savings group that will rotate. Everyone puts in 94 monthly, and one of the people will get the lump sum every month. Going to local events and networking. Host or attend meetups, and you can connect with people and share ideas or listen to the resources that they can provide for you. Doing collaborative business ventures. So you're going to get into a project and this will be able to help you have a community garden, daycare store, or a shared online store, and the profits are going to be split fairly among people that are contributing with you. And we're almost done, family. Being in spiritual alignment. Now with this one, this is simply put. And as well with spiritual alignment, we got to understand as well that alignment in the spiritual realm goes above and beyond what we want to spiritually feel as if we're not actually in. Because for one, the mind is not able to actually see what the spirit is in, but the spirit can see what the mind is in. The mind cannot see what the spirit is in, but the spirit can see what the mind is in. And because the mind refuses to let the spirit in, the spirit will let itself in no matter what by aligning the mind in alignment. But now, if the mind does not want itself to be aligned, depending on your solar energy, that determines if the spirit will just allow the mind's observation to remove itself off the track of spiritual alignment. You have to be grounded in faith and purpose. This will navigate you through inevitable challenges because you are grounded in your faith and you know your purpose. So do meditation, pray, and reflect on a daily basis to stay focused and be aligned with your vision. All right, let's get into the quantum thinking of how you're able to do these different things as far as going into spiritual alignment. And we're going past the third dimensional way. So it's going to be four through the ninth dimension of just thinking because you have to be there to see there. Mental timeline shifting. Visualize your life in a timeline that you will want to step into. Then you will imagine yourself already being in this reality. Then you will know about the energy existing at this moment because you're already there. And you see yourself observing yourself being there. But the observation there is not really observing you because you're in a whole other timeline watching your higher timeline in your lower self. And your higher self's lower self is basically doing its unconscious script in their reality. But as you are awake, doing whatever you want to do, that's when the lower self, higher self will monitor you if they are in their bed or they're resting in their time period. So you're doing this 24/7. Quantum breath work. Breathe through deep techniques and make sure to inhale, drawing in universal energy. Whenever you exhale, this will release resistance for more alignment. And how I would do this is, I'm either in my room, outside, or I can be in my car, wherever the case may be. And I'll take a deep breath, and I can hold for however many seconds, but let's just say 5 seconds. And it's like I feel where I'm putting my mind in when it comes down to the dimension that I'm already climbing into. Because doing this technique is helping you climb into the quantum realm of your projection that you are spiritually observing your lower self in. But yeah, make sure to inhale, drawing in universal energy, and then when you exhale, this will release resistance for more alignment. And the mind will have to calm itself down when you are in higher alignments. Mapping out energy by embodying the simulation's observation because you're the simulation observing the simulation in your own simulation. See your body as a grid of energy points, and then notice the areas that you think or don't know could be blocked and feel the energy flowing freely through these points. This is that simple. And the thing is, too, if you don't know about like your chakra points as well, you have to be able to sit with each point and then feel the energy that's hitting the points that you are blocking your eyes in. Like excuse me, like the eyes are foggy. Why not sound like that? But the eyes are foggy in these different points that you are aligned with. And if you're not aware to see the awakening of these points, then you're going to be committing suicide for the energy gateways that are going to be opening up, the energy that can be flowing effortlessly for you to observe a higher simulation. Matching the frequency of intention. Put attention to emotions of joy and abundance so that you will vibrate at a frequency that goes above your highest potential. Always pick and choose higher emotions so that you'll be able to have higher intentions. Always put your mind at a higher way of thinking for positive thoughts so you can have positive intentions. Tuning into a deeper reality. Throughout the day, pause and ask yourself, is the action I'm doing or going to do, or is this thought aligned with the reality I am already experiencing? And when you're tuning into a deeper reality, you're going to ask yourself questions before you do the act of the questioning. As you're going to do something or commit something, how will this benefit me? How will this help me? How will this help me grow? How will this help me produce better productions or consumptions of work? How will I work harder by doing this action? What will happen if I do this action? How can this thought how can this thought help me stay out of prison instead of a casket? How can this action help me experience a better life? You have to critically think by being deeply in tune with the reality that you are falsely living in. Vision in a holographic lab. Meditate on knowing that the universe is a reflection of your inner world. So how you feel about yourself is by going within. So Whatever that you see through your vision, that's what you're going to project outward into the vision of your holographic simulation. Put your internal thoughts and feelings away to see external changes and that have been made when you change the vision of the mind's vision of visions. When you change the vision of the mind's vision of visions. But yeah, all the internal thoughts you have of yourself, get them out of your head because they don't belong to you. But do your best to articulate those thoughts that are given to you. Those thoughts don't belong to you. So be thankful that you have had them. But because you have had them, put them away and then change those thoughts for better ones and then see how those better thoughts are shaping and molding the changes on the outside perspective of what you were thinking on internally. Sacred geometry focus. Study and meditate on patterns like the flower of life and notice how the symmetry is a guide from the Almighty for balance and alignment. And things to other patterns in the flower of life are telling you what you are living in. And once you're in balance and alignment, you'll be able to see how symmetrical your parallel existence is by the other half of your dualistic perspective that you are living in as well. But you are not seeing it till you become open-minded. Quantum anchoring. Manifest a word, symbol, and sensation that represent your higher self. Call back this anchor whenever you feel disconnected from the feeling of your higher self. So say like, you can say divinity whenever you feel a certain way about yourself. When you say divinity, that's the anchor that's going to drop itself down on that lower emotion that's making you feel a certain way or feeling alone. That anchor will pick you back up knowing that your higher self is always there. So anchor is a notification to let you know don't feel bad, ego. Unified auric field connection and infinite connections. See yourself in a vast interconnected energetic field where all intentions we set will resonate throughout the quantum envisioning of illumination. I understand as well because for one, our dimension is connected by an auric field of our mother and our father celestial feelings of their meditative thoughts that we think about. And that's our connection to infinite connections because they're just that massive in their nature because they're unified through our unification. Once you can see yourself in that, you set high intentions through protection. Once you're doing that, you can resonate with your quantum, I want to call them theories, your quantum realities, and then this envisionment of your illumination in those realms don't become ignorant anymore. In ignorance, some more. Time expansion and aligning with this mindset. Reflect on how time is its own illusion and doesn't know. Then put your focus on what you are doing in the present moment. This is where your possibilities and alignment exist simultaneously throughout the divine perception. Because when you expand your time, you are now aligning with the mindset of the illusion of time. Because for one, by me even staying up, wanting to put in work for this video, creating more time for myself, even not going to rest, not taking a nap, just coming home and just immediately getting to the book, immediately getting into this teaching, just to help somebody out there, staying dedicated. That's me just telling myself that I already see my alignment and my future existence that I'm currently living in. So if I keep doing these habits right now, all I'm doing is aligning my mindset with my higher self. Committing to practical action steps. And this is the last one right here. Knot down goals into actionable steps so you aren't overwhelmed with mental clutter. Examples: create small daily goals like kindness to yourself, laughing, working, budgeting, learning a trade, or networking to maintain steady progress. Micro progression. Fix your big goal into many steps, and the small actions you unconsciously commit will send ripples outward to your other versions. And then saving $5 a day toward a larger investment can mean something in the future. Take note of that. Like those $5 do add up. Nurture energy daily like your currency. Prioritize having tasks that give you the highest reward on alignment. This can be learning a new skill that's only going to support your vision. Energy investment. And thing is too, a new skill could be like fixing the toilet or fixing your sink, fixing the refrigerator. If you can support that vision, that can align you into your own refrigerator business. Just get to the work. Reality sequencing or sequencing your own reality. Write down 3 actions you can do today that have moved you closer to your idealistic timeline. They can be big or small, like emailing a mentor, professor, cleaning your car, meditating, reading, exercising, researching opportunities, and organizing your workspace. And these actions will help you see the timeline that you have ideas in so that you can maintain consistency in those opportunities that you are giving yourself. Having a manifestation log you check into daily. So write down one thing that brings alignment to your biggest vision. And this can be practicing a language or dance or conversation for 10 minutes. If you're dreaming to travel out the country. So now I think it's too, if you're going to travel out the country, you have to write down an affirmation. I say an affirmation, even manifestation. And you have to practice whatever these people are doing as far as what they eat, what they say, how they react, how they do things, how they talk about things, just their lifestyle in general. You have to be able to see that in the vision and have a conversation with yourself and your mindset. And then once you're meditating on it, once you're being mindful, you align yourself with that quantum mindset and this quantum enlightenment of a mental state of mind of being. You're going to be yourself in that authenticity perspective of what you're living in and what you're seeing. And then we have a conversation with yourself for more than 10 minutes or just 10 minutes in general. And your dream, you're not able to see your vision in that dream because you are practicing manifesting these affirmations by doing it every single day. Energy calibration task. So before beginning any goal, place your thoughts with the spirit of success through a 2-minute visualization affirmation method. This will cause the action to be more effective. So yeah, whatever you want to affirm. So any goal that you want to start, make sure that you have a visual for 2 minutes. It can be however many minutes you want, but you see it, you say it, and then as you're saying that, it becomes more effective because after you say it, you now put in the action by completing the task by using your higher energy. Your lower energy does not want to do it. So you need positive thoughts to even do these alchemical rituals. Last but not least, parallel reality planning and living. Know and play in the idea that you are already living your dream life. So start dressing professionally and put clear priorities in your life if your goal is to build your own business. Now, of course, as well, being professional by wearing professionalism doesn't have to actually be professional because you can wear whatever you want. But there are some times where you should want to wear a suit, wear a dress, wear a skirt, wear a tie, wear a polo, wear some khakis, wear some dress pants, some shoes. Doesn't matter what brand it is, but just align with that higher vibration of your successful self. But that's the end of this document right here. And hopefully, these things were just able to help you understand how to acquire your own land, being able to get out of this rat race, this maze, this ant farm that we're living in, and how to help you understand how you're not going to be a submissive puppet on a Zeta Gray's stream that we had to watch them mock us in. All this stuff comes from your mindset by putting in the work. When you're able to dominate your subconscious mind, then you'll be able to have your spirit guide you into a higher mindset by being open minded in your crown chakra. Because once again, the mind is all, the mind transcends all. And on top of that, with this whole entire teaching, just know I have no idea what I'm talking about, and I'm neither right nor wrong. My ego thought it knew what it was talking about, but it doesn't. That's exactly what my spirit did and will keep doing anything and everything it can to guide me into a teaching, to help you be guided into your own teaching by my own studious teachings of my own unconscious acts. If you enjoyed this teaching, if you enjoyed these videos, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for the inspiration as well to the person and the being that did this. Shout out to Who Is You Gang for even asking this question just randomly. But you helped motivate me teach myself. But I appreciate all y'all so much. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Thank y'all for subscribing as well. You have subscribed if you're new here. Welcome to the family. When we get to 10K, we got giveaways coming out. So I appreciate y'all. I love y'all so much. I'm gone.